Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Focus and Romantic. Over here we have Focus spawning as the pink orc player over here on what I'll call the 8 o'clock position. Meanwhile, back off to the north we have Romantic spawning as the blue human. Human versus orc in this 1v1 matchup, and this is not taken from the playtest realm, hence the reason why I don't have full screen going on right now. If you guys notice any differences in sound, if you guys are watching this from my other videos as well, I did get a new microphone stand. Finally, it's no longer sitting right in front of me with the stand. I actually have all this room underneath to do all of the things I need to do. It has that arm that is, you know, just extends right here. You can see it. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. What's going to be happening in this human versus orc matchup? We are most likely going to be looking at an archmage versus a blade master. As I said, this is not the playtest realm, and because of that, well, oh, I take it back. Farseer. All right, did the NetEase servers actually get updated with the updated patch? Farseer first in this matchup here. I'll have to keep track and see how much experience Spirit Wolves actually give. I forget also how much hit points that Spirit Wolves are supposed to have at this stage in the game. At tier 1, but maybe perhaps just Focus is trying to adapt to the new strategy going Farseer first. Farseer first has become a lot more common on the playtest realms as players are trying to experiment with what the popular strategies are going to be. Alright, let me figure out what's going on with the game sounds right now. Alright, for some reason I don't hear any game sounds. There we go, my speakers were just too low. There you go, Archmage gonna go ahead, go after this Rock Golem creep camp, be able to take it down. A Water Elemental taking a lot more damage than it would like, does get taken down right there. Meanwhile, a second Water Elemental could get dropped, but it is just gonna get ensnared. What happens with that ensnare is, well, the Rock Golem no longer tries to aggro it, and because of that, the Water Elemental isn't going to be able to absorb as much damage as you would normally like. That does end up opening things up for the, well, Farseer in this particular instance to come across and do a bit of damage. Spirit Wolves are here ready to go. They may be able to pick off a couple of these peasants as they are trying to run back. As you can take a look right there, all right, that low hit point peasant going to get taken down most likely as the Spirit Wolves will be able to walk right into there. Oh, accidentally hits the wrong thing as another peasant could get taken out as well. There goes another right there. 2 easy, quick kills as the Farseer are already up to 50 hit points. And, well, you'll be able to see the Spirit Wolves get inside this location and put in a good amount of damage. The Spirit Wolves going after these peasants right there. A good micro coming across from both sides as the Arcane Tower is still not yet up. New set of Spirit Wolves already coming into play right there. Farseer now being pulled back as the Farseer, or excuse me, Archmage now being pulled back, and the Farseer as both sides trying to minimize their losses, lick their wounds, and then come back together. No Voodoo Lounge. That does come as a surprise right now from the Orc player. Finally going to get into position there, as the Farseer definitely needs a healing salve and some clarity potions in order to be, well, in order to do what he wants to do, and that is refresh himself and get back into that fight. Slow moving Water Elemental will not be able to get there that easily. Meanwhile, Grunt chasing after a Footman as both sides are just trying to get into that mid-stage portion of the game. We are going to be getting up 1 Watchtower here by Focus. Perhaps he is expecting some sort of harassment as the Spirit Wolves now once again making rounds out onto the field. Now the timed effectiveness of these Spirit Wolves is going to start to fall apart, as you can see. Oh, wow. I'm getting a follow right now. Thank you. I'm not even streaming on Twitch. And somehow, Bruno Felix, thank you for the follow if you ever do end up watching this, as we are taking a look at the Spirit Wolves trying to take down some of these peasants right there. Back off. You can see the Grunts are going to be looking to pull away. Archmage, well, trying to do a little bit of creeping, and is it going to go after that Grunt? That Grunt is already sub 300 hit points. That Grunt perhaps should be heading back home, as the Farseer should be able to pick up some healing salves and do a bit of work right there. Water Elemental still being dropped down. Archmage, as you notice, has sold the True Shot Aura. Significant loss in terms of overall damage, especially if we go and see caster play. Spellbreakers, priests, and sorceresses all have, well, they all have range attacks right there, as we're going to be looking across here. Now, Archmage, what's going to be happening next? It's going to try and clear out this 5-3-3 creep camp with the help of Militia. Going to be able to do that without much of a problem, and the Archmage will in fact get to level 3. Farseer finally going to get to level 2. It is a bit delayed, and, well, we'll see how all of this goes down. Null Overseer fighting back against the Spirit Wolves, or excuse me, the Grunt right there. Grunt is going to end up getting taken out. There goes the Null Overseer. We are going to be getting a Ring of Protection +2 with a level 3 Archmage going up against a level 2 Farseer. And I don't know if we have any additional heroes being trained up. It is going to be an Altar of Storms with the Tauren Chieftain as the Spirit Lodge quickly gets cancelled. Double Watchtowers in position here, and all of a sudden Romantic says, you know what, this is a horrible idea and time for a fight, let me back away. Meanwhile, the Water Elemental getting pelted with arrows. How the Water Elemental well, takes damage with arrows, I do not know. I think it just passed right through it, but maybe it's those little blue bracers that end up absorbing that damage, and, you know, the spell just, the magic in the bracers just fall apart. I'm just making that up. I don't know how Archmage summons Water Elementals. Otherwise, I would do it myself. Footman now looking to back off here. You can take a look, a quick ensnare onto one poor Footman right there as the Forest Troll Warlord getting in a couple of ensnares and maybe able to pick off some units from Romantic. Romantic actually not in that good of a spot as we're going to the Tauren Chieftain. Well, what is the Tauren Chieftain going to do? Tauren Chieftain is going to go ahead and get a surround onto that Water Elemental. You can see that the Spirit Lodge and the Bestiary, both of them, are going to suffer a bit of damage here as this Water Elemental will get taken down. All right, there's a cancellation once more, and as you know, buildings, as they are under construction, have no armor type whatsoever. Without any armor type, and also no numbered armor, they take full damage from the piercing as opposed to significantly reduced damage as a fortified building, and also, well, base 5 armor as well. So it does take full damage right there as we're now looking at, well, Romantic going into the Beastmaster. All right. Beastmaster now coming across here. We are going at Stronghold. I do not see a tech to Fortress as of yet. Meanwhile, we are looking at Keep right now with dual Arcane Sanctums coming into play. It makes me wonder why you would actually sell that Scroll of True Shot Aura. Your Spellbreakers on all of your casters do gain additional damage, as we're going to be looking at the Farseer. Oh, picking up a Vampiric Aura right there as a Speed Scroll now being used. Ensnare onto a handful of units right there. All the units going to be able to back off. Oh, healing onto that Grunt. Absolutely perfect as the Beastmaster once again tries to get into position. Is the Tauren Chieftain going to get some easy damage across these units? I do not know. I'm expecting a Shockwave, but no Shockwave as of yet. Double Watchtowers causing a lot of problems as the Bestiary going to get cancelled for the 3rd time. Spirit Lodge in the back, now pretty much ready to go. Tauren Chieftain now trying to get away, down to 91 hit points. 90, 70, 48 is going to be able to get away. Gets taken down by the Fireball of the Archmage. Level 1 Tauren Chieftain falls as the damage is still racking back up. Orc Burrows, nothing inside them whatsoever. Farseer needs to figure out what to do. Oh, drops some items and heals and then picks them back up. Nicely done in the middle of a fight to do all that, as the Water Elementals are going to be forced to pull back. Romantic playing a great game so far, and if he's able to take down another or a handful of critical buildings, this game could, well, be over already. One Orc Burrow now down, supply block 40 over 40, as that is going to continue to cause a bit more problems. All right, Farseer does not have enough mana for a Chain Lightning. They can take a look. One Footman does get taken down. Tauren Chieftain now out onto the field. Going to go after some of those units there. We do have Spirit Link being used as well. And finally, Folk is going to have a bit of a moment of reprieve to regather himself. Tauren Chieftain, Farseer, both using Clarity Potions in order to push on out once more. Now, what is the follow-up play here? Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 1, gonna get close to level 2 in just a moment. That Tauren Chieftain wants to make sure it doesn't get attacked. It does get attacked, and it loses the Clarity Potion charge, but it had already gathered a good amount already. Tauren Chieftain now picks up Endurance Aura, no surprise there. Shockwave going to be extremely effective with Endurance Aura, able to get in and out of bad situations, as the Farseer, I don't know, did he get level 2 Wolves or level 2 Chain Lightning? That is going to be the big question. It looks like as though it is level 2 Wolves, as the Wolves are a bit stronger and going to be able to engage here in just a moment. Feral Spirit Wolf quickly gets taken out at the focus fire of those Forest Trolls and the Ogre Warrior. Also a boulder to the head, stunning that Feral Spirit Wolf. getting in or absorbing a lot more damage than it probably would have liked. Now, this caster army, priest, sorceress, forest troll, berserker, going to be going after the ogre warrior creep camp. Meanwhile, over here on the top left, romantic, well, looks to see if an expansion is underway and gets ensnared for his efforts. Farseer comes across, maybe able to get some easy damage here, picks up a spirit or scroll speed, now going after some of these units. There's some chain lightning. Tauren Chieftain gonna shockwave, and well, there is some damage. All right, damage already being done. What? Wolves now going after the medium armor units, as the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer could be able to get additional shockwaves down across multiple units. There was a disenchant or two coming across. Spirit Link now coming across here, as well as the Tauren, as the Spirit Walker now tries to get away. Kodo Beast going to join in on the fight, adding in a little bit more here as the Beastmaster, well, units completely ignoring some of this here as the Spirit Walker down to 100 or down to 70 hit points. Is it going to be able to ethereal form in time? Yes, it does. And now the sorceresses are trying to chase after it. Militia now joining in on this fight. Tauren Chieftain is at level 3. You see more damage coming across. Are we going to be looking at a big shockwave across multiple units, as there is a lot of heals going down? Tauren Chieftain does not have enough mana. Will he be able to get enough mana here for a shockwave? Waiting for it. I still don't see it, as the Beastmaster is down to 157 hit points. More damage being absorbed. Tauren Chieftain, well, lets the units escape a bit further, as the Kodo Beast not really eating anything just quite yet. Tauren Chieftain still battling it out. You can see that the Spellbreaker purposely attacked the Tauren Chieftain, removing much of the necessary mana. Peasants now trying to run away. This is not going to be a good spot to be in. Peasants do move significantly slower. Kodo Beast now chasing after those units there. It looks as though those peasants will be able to retreat. But Focus getting a significant win so far in this game, as the battle shifts in favor of him. Romantic sitting at 44 over 54. Focus sitting at 50 over 50. Archmage gets to level 4 and level 3 on his Archmage and Beastmaster. We are still sitting at Stronghold. We are not going over towards Fortress as of yet, as the Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 3. Where is that Farseer? I don't see it. Where did the Farseer go? Farseer is off over here. It is invisible, and it does have a Staff of Teleportation. All right, Priest now wandering around right here. Tauren Chieftain trying to find some units. You can see, well, a quick quill attack onto that Spirit Walker. Spirit Walker could get taken down. It gets poked a little bit and loses some significant healing there, as the Farseer keeping track of the human army. Spellbreakers, Farseer all here ready to go. Farseer at 142 mana. Tauren Chieftain will get to level 4, so level 2 Endurance Aura could be in the works here. And level 2 Endurance Aura, 20% movement speed bonus and 20% attack. That is going to be a huge amount of damage boost across all of these units. You can see how fast these Spirit Walkers are attacking right now, as you're going to look at, well, another Forest Troll High Priest getting taken out. So far, that Farseer is just keeping track of the rest of that human army. Human army going to have a very bad day here in just a second. Meanwhile, off to the north here, well, one poor peasant could get taken out. You can also see that there is no expansion off to the north, as the Archmage retrains into Blizzard. Blizzard going down across multiple units here. Now, however, we know that Focus sees exactly this. He should have the Farseer nearby. He may have seen the Tome of Retraining. Where exactly is that Farseer? Staff of Teleportation. All right, back across over here. Able to see it. Did he pick up any big items in that steal? Let's take a look. No big item, unless he did in fact sell the item there. Let's take a look back across here. Archmage. Scroll of Healing, Double Circlets of Nobility, Potion of Invulnerability. He may have actually picked up the item and sold it. No easy way to tell right now, except for rewinding replays, which really can't happen. All right, Forest Troll Trapper going to go ahead and get finished off here in just a second. Beastmaster, Rock Golem going to go ahead and get taken down. Level 4 on the Archmage, almost level 5. That is a lot of casters. Tome of Intelligence +2 to get more units here, as we could see a small scrimmage here in just a second. 56 supply compared to 55. Both sides, neck and neck. We are only sitting at tier 2 on both sides, as we may see a final battle or a decisive battle be come across in just a moment. Spellbreakers looking to perhaps get some big steals, or just trying to remove some critical mana across these units. There are Grunts, Raiders, all with Vampiric Aura. Meanwhile, Farseer, seeing that level 3 does have a good amount of mana, as the Archmage is going to go ahead and just teleport out, leaving behind a Ring of Protection +3. Now, that may not sound like much, but that is 18% more effective hit points, and 18% of 950, like maybe what, 175 would be my guess. As we see, a Tome of Strength is left behind. That's how many effective hit points are added back to that unit. Now, Focus is going to set up a Ninja expansion, actually expanding closer to his opponent. That is not something you normally do in Warcraft 3. But this is a mental game as well. Romantic may not even think to check out this location and scout it out to look for an expansion. Quill Beast heading back down to the south here. Tauren Chieftain ready to go. Scroll of Healing, Blizzard, as we are looking at, well, a Blizzard raining down across multiple units. Farseer going to go ahead and engage. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 4 is trying to get to level 5. Archmage is in serious trouble. Looks like it will be able to, in fact, get away as Chain Lightning does go down. Are we going to perhaps see a Shockwave across all those units? No, not quite yet. Blizzard now hitting down across multiple units, as the Tauren Chieftain now tries to bring up the rear, and it looks as though, yes, one priest does get taken out. Spirit Wolves coming out across, engaging against the Archmage. Archmage sitting at level 4, getting closer and closer. Meanwhile, Farseer is still sitting at 4 as well. Kodo Beast eating up a Quill Beast, as the Kodo Beast does need to back away from that Blizzard. It doesn't look like he was affected moments ago, but now he is, as all the units are now running back. All right, Quill Beast going to get taken down. We should be looking at some ensnares. Archmage going to go ahead and get a Blizzard down onto all those units, only to see, well, an ensnare now go down on him. Farseer going to try and engage or disengage, as the Archmage easily chases down a low hit point Spirit Walker and finishes him off before the teleportation. Now, Tauren Chieftain, Farseer, very strong 1-2 punch with Chain Wave, Shockwave, and Chain Lightning, able to burst down that back line of casters. However, Romantic does have a large number of Spellbreakers, and those Spellbreakers should be doing a large amount of damage to, well, the Farseer, the Tauren Chieftain, and these Spirit Walkers. It's really going to come down to that, as the, well, Focus is now pulling back with this 2-2 upgraded army, compared to a 0-0 upgraded army by Romantic. At this point, I gotta believe Focus thinks that an expansion is perhaps over here in the top right-hand side of the map. We know that to not be true, but it looks like Focus wants to try and engage to see how this is going to go out. Arcane Vault sitting at 60 over 66 supply. Damage being applied to the Arcane Vault. Let's take a look at the gold. Is the gold slowly going up? No, only by 7 instead of by 1s. There goes some of those key buildings, though, as the Archmage now tries to bring up the rear and perhaps get some extra damage in here. All right, you can take a look. Possible engagement right now. Spellbreakers looking to back off. Romantic actually not quite sure where to go next, as the Raiders are going to be in a little bit of trouble. Are we going to perhaps see some ensnares? Big Shockwave, Chain Wave, Scroll of Healing used, all just in time. Tauren Chieftain is right there, has potions of greater mana ×2, and with that, may be able to get some big damage across all these units here. All right, let's take a look. There's a Blizzard going across. Tauren Chieftain still has plenty of mana. There goes another Shockwave. Should perhaps give a potion of mana to the Farseer, as all of these Spirit Walkers are going to be forced to back off again. Tauren Chieftain is sitting at level 5. Level 5 Tauren Chieftain with level 3 Shockwave could blow over many of these units here, as the Tauren Chieftain gets into position. Currently silenced. Is he going to be able to get some big damage out? That is the question, as the Archmage does fall at level 5. Shockwave goes across mainly a bunch of Spellbreakers, and I believe this is pretty much going to be it. Romantic unable to take down Focus in this matchup. As you can see, some of the Spellcasters are just trying to run away, but they are going to get picked apart. Ensnare from those Raiders, able to do much more damage by preventing any sort of retreat. Tauren Chieftain wants to get to level 6, and is just shy a little bit of experience from doing so. All right, there goes a little bit more. 1, 2, one more Spellbreaker should be enough. Shockwave doesn't affect it. As you can see, Spellbreaker after Spellbreaker is falling. Tauren Chieftain now at level 6. It does have Reincarnation, but at that point, Romantic knows that his game was up. Romantic with a higher unit score, but somehow still end up losing the game, as he didn't have an end game army in mind. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.